opinion. There's different ways of life. And even if those thoughts, even if those opinions, even if those ways of life, even if they don't match up with the way that we would live our own lives, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then guess what? We respect that. We respect that. In my house, we've got a saying. My wife usually says this to me a lot, and to our kids who will be starting school tomorrow a lot. She says, and we say, mind the business that pays you. Over in Minnesota, in the Walz's house, they have a saying of their own. Mind your own damn business. But seriously, though, all of us, each and every single one of us, all of us have some business to tend to over the course of the next 60 plus days. We've got to make it our business to make sure that we continue having a growing economy right here in the United States. We got to work to make sure that women have actual control over their own bodies in this country. We got to make sure that the middle class gets a hand up from Washington, D.C. We got to make sure that we've got a commander-in-chief in the White House who respects the dignity of the service of the men and women of the United States military who serve us each and every single day. We got to work to make sure that we have a president in the White House who will sign the PRO Act into law. We have got to work to make sure that we elect Kamala Harris to be the 47th president of the United States of America, and that we elect Governor Tim Walz to be the next vice president of the United States. So Milwaukee, listen, Milwaukee, I am so happy. I am thrilled. I'm joyful to be able to go out and to do this work alongside you. But let us all understand that it will take work. This won't come easy. This will take work. None of us can rest on our laurels because this election, even though there's a short time frame, it is still far from over. It is still very far from over, and whoever wins Wisconsin will win the White House. Yeah, they will. So let me ask you a question. Y'all told me you can feel the power out there. Let me ask you another question. Are you ready? No, I said, are you ready? Well, if you're ready, then please give me a rousing round of applause for our next speaker, our outstanding county executive here in Milwaukee, David Crowley, as we continue to welcome our neighbors from Minnesota, the next Vice President of the United States of America, and Mrs. Walz right here to Wisconsin. Thank you so much. Happy Labor Day.
Please welcome Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley.
Hello, Milwaukee! Oh, wow, what a beautiful day to be on the Great Lakefront celebrating Labor Fest. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to the leaders and the members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for allowing me to walk and join them in the march. But give yourselves a round of applause to all of our union members, brothers, sisters in labor. You all deserve some praise. Now I tell you, you all deserve the praise. Because what folks may not understand is that right here in Milwaukee County, it's been our union workers. It's been our tradesmen and women. It's been our small businesses and our contractors who has a work ethic second to none in our entire region. And when I think about that, you have to remember that organized labor quite literally built everything in Milwaukee County. And that's because we are so proud to stand hand in hand in support of all unions, support of our workers. Because some of you may not know that I'm the son of a master electrician. Yes, I am union made. But what that should tell you is what he taught me was the belief in dignity and respect for hard work. And I strongly believe that when workers contribute to the profits of big corporations, they deserve a right to have a share in those profits. I truly believe no matter what job that you are working in, you deserve a working wage. You deserve a living wage. You deserve to have safe working conditions. But more importantly, you deserve to have the utmost respect for not only your labor, but for the craft that you are in. And you know who also understands that? Is our president, because we had a chance to elect the most pro-union president and vice president this entire country has ever seen. And what's even more great is that we're going to get a chance to do the damn thing again by electing Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. And we're also going to elect one of the most pro-labor governors in the United States, and Governor Tim Walz. And I want to say thank you to Governor Coach Walz for joining us here in Milwaukee. Yes, he is the coach. And what I love, I got to be honest with you. I got to be real. What I love about the coach joining this ticket, ever since he's joined this ticket, I've been calling our Madam Vice President the MVP, because she truly is the MVP for all of us. And when I think about this particular team, this squad that we have on the ticket, they simply get us. They simply know that what Wisconsin workers need, and not only to get ahead, but to make sure that they're living their best lives, providing for their families, and doing everything to succeed and get ahead. But you know what they're also working on? They're working to create partnerships to make sure that we can move more pro-labor policies forward for our entire community. And you know what that means, right? That means supporting our champion is Senator Tammy Baldwin, in making sure that we pass the PRO Act and make it the law of the land. Now, it's great to be here supporting our Madam Vice President and Governor Walz to be on the ticket, but I also want to remind folks, we got to send Tammy back, y'all. We got to make sure that we send one of the greatest United States senators that we've ever had back to the United States Senate. Because we need folks like our Madam Vice President, MVP Kamala Harris. We need folks like Governor Tim Walz and Senator Tammy Baldwin fighting for working families all the way up in Washington. We can no longer wait. But that also means that we have to continue to do our part, that we have to continue to knock on doors, make phone calls, get everybody riled up and understanding what is at stake. Because when we continue to let our voices be heard by those at the very top, pushing to make sure that working families can get by and can get ahead, and making sure that every worker is treated with dignity, respect, and with fairness, we got to meet them halfway. So are y'all ready? Are you fired up? You know, I'm excited because knowing that I'm here with my brothers and sisters in labor, I know y'all gonna get the job done. I know y'all gonna do it with dignity and fairness. Because just like our Madam Vice President says, when we fight, thank y'all, everybody. In solidarity, let's move forward together.
Please welcome former Congressman and candidate for Wisconsin's 1st Congressional District, Peter Barca.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so great to be with you. Happy Labor Day to everybody. How wonderful to be here to salute the men and women who built this great country, who protected our rights, who built our rights, And I thought it'd be fitting to start with just say, after every single one of these key phrases that they passed into law because of organized labor, let's say Happy Labor Day. So let's start. A 40-hour work week. Happy Labor Day. Overtime pay. Happy Labor Day. Medical leave. Happy Labor Day. Workers' comp. Happy Labor Day. Unemployment insurance. Happy Labor Day. Minimum wage. Happy Labor Day. Health benefits. Happy Labor Day. Child labor laws. Happy Labor Day. I could certainly go on and on because it's remarkable. But the one thing I do want to warn all of you is, being the former Democratic leader during Walker's assault on working people, we saw it all disappear like that. I mean, overnight almost. You know, they started off with what the Governor Walker himself called dropping the bomb and passing Act 10. And then they told people, don't worry, we're not after private sector workers. But then a year and a half later, what did they do? They made us a right-to-work state. How awful is that? Then they told us, don't worry, we're not after construction workers. And then they ended prevailing wage. How awful is that? Then they even took away project labor agreements for communities to chart their own destiny. How awful is that? Make no mistake, this is a very pivotal election. You know, we saw President Biden, Vice President Harris pass remarkable legislation like the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Sadly, my opponent didn't support it. We saw them pass things like capping prescription drugs. Sadly, my opponent didn't support it. We saw them cut child poverty in half during the pandemic. Sadly, my opponent didn't support it. Here in Wisconsin, by contrast, as Secretary of Revenue, with our terrific Governor Evers, we saw the rising costs and passed $1.5 billion in tax relief for middle-class workers. And that's what we need to do, and that's what Vice President Harris will do, and that's why we have to vote. It's vital. You know, I'm pleased to be running again because it is such a vital time in America. We have a new district. We finally have fair lines. We've got a golden opportunity. Thank you, Milwaukee. We've got 7 communities in southern Milwaukee County. We're in the Red to Blue program, one of only 25 candidates in the nation. And then finally, we won our primary by 7,500 votes. Can we do it again? Absolutely. Well, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. It's wonderful to see so many people from organized labor, people that I believe will lead the charge. We have 63 days and 8 hours, but who's counting? As our vice presidential nominee, Governor Walz said, we can sleep when we die, right? So are you fired up? You ready to go? You're right, because when we fight, we... Hallelujah. Happy Labor Day. Thank you all.
that you wanna change, well, I hope you get everything you want. Everything you want. You say that you need relief, well, I hope you get everything you need. Everything but me. 'Cause I don't wanna stick around trying to work it out when everything feels wrong. Everything feels wrong. But it's all love and it's no regrets. You can call me if there's anything you need. Anything, anything but me. Me, yeah, yeah. Me, yeah, yeah. Me, anything you need. Anything but me. Go ahead and hate me as long as you need to. Go ahead and break me a piece of your mind. Say I always had one foot out. Well, baby, I got two now. Good thing I've never been afraid of goodbye. You say that you wanna change, well, I hope you get everything you want. Everything you want. You say that you need relief, well, I hope you get everything you need. Everything but me. 'Cause I don't wanna stick around trying to work it out when everything feels wrong. Everything feels wrong. But it's all love and it's no regrets. You can call me if there's anything you need. Anything, anything but me. Me, yeah, yeah. Me, yeah, yeah. Me, yeah, anything you need. Anything but me. And sure, it's not all so black and white. Sure, I'm gonna cry for the love we couldn't keep. But I'd rather lose you than who I'm meant to be. So you can have anything but me. You can have anything
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. we have each other. And for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up and we'll do it 1,000 times again. Bring the beat in. Honey, honey, I can see the stars all the way from here. Can't you see the glow on the window pane? I can feel the sun whenever you're near. Every time you touch me, I just melt away. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling out from ear to ear. But I know, oh, nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. My love on top. Baby, I can hear the wind whipping past my face as we dance the night away. And boy, your lips taste like the night of champagne as I kiss you again and again and again and again. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling out from ear to ear. But I know, oh, nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make.
Brothers, sisters, and kin, friendly reminder to get your children's raffle tickets in the children's area. Drawing is at 2:45, and you must be present to win. Enjoy Labor Fest.
My love on top. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only thing I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you, baby. Everything stops. Finally,
There are people who have let the problems of today lead them to conclude that for them life is not the way. But every problem has an answer, and if yours you cannot find, you should talk it over to him. He'll give you peace of mind. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Many of us feel we walk alone without a friend, never communicating with one who lives within, forgetting all about the one who never ever let you down. And you can talk to him anytime, he's always around. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Well, he's the only free psychiatrist that's known throughout the world for solving the problems of all men, women, little boys and girls. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. When your love's too much to bear, just go talk to God, he cares. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Thank you.
And we back. 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 And we and we back. And we back. Hey, this ain't no intro. This the entree. Hit that intro with Kanye. I sound like Andre. Tryna turn my baby mama to my fiance. She like music, she from Houston, like Auntie Beyonce. Man, my daughter couldn't have a better mother. If she ever find another, you better love her. Man, I swear my life is perfect. I can merge it. If I die, I'll probably cry in my own service. It was a dream. You cannot mess with the beam. This is like this many rings. Y'all know what I mean. This for the kids of the king of all kings. This is the onlyest thing. This is the beat that played under the word. This is the sheep that ain't like what it heard. This is officially first. This is the third. This is a Villain is all we got. So we might as well give it all we got. This is a Villain is all we got. So we might as well give it all we got. I get my word from the sermon. I do not talk to the serpent. That's a holistic discernment. Daddy said I'm so determined. Told me these goofies can't hurt me. I just might make me some Earl tea. I was baptized like we're early. I might get Satan and swirly. Wish I could tell you it's ready. Tell you it's ready today. They don't give nothing away. You gotta fight for your way. But that don't take nothing away. Cause at the end of the day, music is all we got. Music is all we got. Music is all we got, so we might as well give it all we got. Music is all we got. Music is all we got. We know we got it. 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 Music's all we got.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. Ain't no smiling faces. No, lying to the races. Help me. Come on. Somebody help me now. I'll take you there. Help me, y'all. I'll take you there. Help me now. I'll take you there. Oh, I'll take you there. Oh, mercy. I'll take you there. Oh, let me take you now. I'll take you there. Oh, let me take you there. I'll take you there. Cranberry, play your piano now. All right. Do it. Come on now, play on it. Me daddy now. Daddy. Yo. Ooh, Lord. All right now, baby, little lady, I need you here. Help me out. Come on, little lady. All right. Doing something so. I know a place, y'all. I'll take you there. Ain't nobody crying. I'll take you there. Ain't nobody worried. I'll take you there. No silent faces. I'll take you there. Lie to the races. I'll take you there. No. Oh, I'll take you there. Oh, I'll take you there. Mercy now. I'll take you there. I'm calling for mercy. I'll take you there. Mercy. I'll take you there. You got to let me. I'll take you over there. I'll take you there.
The thing called a bam bam. It's very good to all Jamaican. Really different style, different fashion. You know? Tell me me say one thing Nancy can't understand. One thing Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition? Come me say some of them a ask me where me get it from. Just some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them no no it's from creation. I told them no no it's from creation. Bam bam hey yo, what a bam 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 dilang. Bam 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 dilang. Bam bam hey, what a bam bam. Ta what a bam bam. This woman never trouble no one. I'm a lady, I'm not a man. MC is my ambition. I come free nice of Jamaican. So bam bam. Ta what a bam bam. Bam bam dilang. Bam bam. Bam bam dilang. Bam bam. Hey yo, how me say what a bam bam. Tell me say what a bam bam. Hey yo, tell 'em. Me born and me grow in a Princeton 6. I not see right the Christmas lyrics. When you hear them, you sound like Christy Biscuit. You come in at the place and me say well slick. You bam bam, hey yo. Ta what a bam bam, bam bam dilang. Bam bam, bam bam dilang. Bam bam, hey yo. Ta what a bam bam, hey yo. Say what a bam bam. That's some of them a say me want come and shut them plan. I told them no no me a one business woman. Sister Nancy she a 1 in a 3 million. Sister Nancy she a 1 in a 3 million. So bam bam, say what a bam bam, bam bam dilang. Bam bam, bam bam dilang. Bam bam hey. Say go Sister Nancy make you go. I tell you say fi go Sister Nancy make you go. I know it from me head straight down to my toe. I teach her down Sister Nancy and the go. And some of them a ask her Sister Nancy make you bad so. Long down the list Sister Nancy make you bad so. He bam bam, what a bam bam. He bam bam dilang, bam bam. He bam bam dilang, bam bam. What a bam bam. Hey, tell me say what a bam bam. This woman, I never trouble no one. I'm a
Over the horizon, she's smooth sailing these concrete seas. Now she heading east down the boulevard. Sure, said I like the way, said I like the way, you sail your ship now, let me be your cargo. I won't wear you down, no honey, I won't wear you down. Her destination, but I got a feeling I need to be her passenger. She could let me be your passenger. Sure, said I like the way, said I like the way, you sail your ship now, let me be your cargo. I won't wear you down, no honey, I won't wear you down. She's smooth sailing, she's smooth, darling. Sweet pretty baby, won't you be my lady? Uh-huh. Sweet honey darling, you know I'm calling. I want you. Sure, said I like the way, said I like the way, you sail your ship now, let me be your cargo. I won't wear you down, no honey, I won't wear you down. She's smooth, smooth sailing, she's smooth, ooh, darling. Sweet pretty baby, won't you be my lady? Uh-huh. Sweet honey darling, you know I'm calling. I want you. Sure, said I like the way, said I like the way, you sail your ship now, let me be your cargo. I won't wear you down, no honey, I won't wear you down.
You must understand, the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl, opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you're close to me. If I tend to look dazed, I read it someplace, I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it?
to dance our way out of our constriction. Gonna be freaking up and down the hang-up alleyway. With a groove I only got, we shall all be moved. Ready or not, here we come, getting down on the one which we believe in. Can I get it on my good foot? Good God. By the time I get down one time, we're on the move. Nothing can stop us now. Beat don't tell me now. You're fucking for. You don't tell me now. Do you promise the funk? The whole funk, nothing but the funk. Ready or not, here we come, getting down on the one which we believe in. Here's my chance to dance my way out of my constriction. Just to dance our way out of our constriction. Gonna be grooving up and down hang-up alleyway. Groove our only guide. We shall all be moved. Beat don't fail me now. Giving you more of what we're fucking for. Me now. Here's my chance to dance my way out of my constriction. Don't fail me now. Nothing but the funk. One nation under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it. One nation and we're on the move. Nothing can stop us now. One nation under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it. One nation.
stop us now. Giving you more of what we're fucking for. Giving you more of what you're fucking for. Please don't fail me now. Got to get it on the good foot. Good God. One nation under a roof. Getting down just for the funk of it. One nation and we're on the move. Get on the stop us now. One nation under a roof. What you're fucking for. Getting down just for the funk of it.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now baby, listen baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
what you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't
you.
you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
And don't you come back no
Oh, now baby, please.
Don't you come back no more.
What you trying to do to me?
Come back no more.
Oh, don't make me like that, baby.
You love it how I move you love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman, and I feel it after midnight, a feeling that you can't fight, my one. It lingers when we're done. You believe God is a woman. I don't wanna waste no time, yeah. You ain't got a one-track mind, yeah. Have it any way you like, yeah. And I can tell that you know I know how I want it. Ain't nobody else can relate. Boy, I like that you ain't afraid. Baby, lay me down and let's pray. I'm telling you the way I like it, how I want it. try to come for me, I keep on flourishing. Yeah. And he see the universe when I'm the company. It's and me. You love it how I move you. You love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman. And I feel it after midnight. A feeling that you can't fight, my one. It lingers when we're done. You believe God is a woman. God is a woman. God is a woman. When all is said and done, you believe God is a woman. God is a woman. God is a woman. It lingers when we're done. You believe God is a woman.
Sometimes I shave my legs and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I comb my hair and sometimes I won't. Depending on how the wind blows, I might even paint my toes. It really just depends on whatever feels good in my soul. Not the average girl from your video, and I can't build like a supermodel, but I learned to love myself unconditionally because I am a queen. I'm not the average girl from your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I will always be in the RE. When I look in the mirror, the only one there is me. Every freckle on my face is where it's supposed to be. And I know I created it and make no mistakes on me. My feet, my thighs, my lips, my eyes, I'm loving what I see. I'm not the average girl from your video, and I can't build like a supermodel, but I learned to love myself unconditionally because I am a queen. I'm not the average girl from your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I will always be in the RE. Am I less of a lady if I don't wear pantyhose? My mama said a lady ain't what she wears but what she knows. But I've drawn the conclusion it's all an illusion. Confusion's the name of the game. A misconception, a mass deception. Something's gotta change. Don't be offended, this is all my opinion. Ain't nothing that I'm saying, Lord. This is a true confession of a life learned lesson I was sent here to share with y'all. So get in where you fit and go on and shine. Clear your mind, now's the time. Put your soul on the shelf, go on and love yourself, cause everything's gonna be alright. I'm not the average girl from your video, and I can't build like a supermodel, but I learned to love myself unconditionally because I am a queen. I'm not the average girl from your video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I can always be in the RE. Keep your fancy drinks and your expensive minks. I don't need that to have a good time. Keep your expensive car and your caviar. All I need is my guitar. Keep your crystal and your pistol. I'd rather have a pretty piece of crystal. Don't need your silicone, I prefer my own. What
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. 'Cause I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side.
Today I woke up in a good mood for once. The first time in 6 months. I don't hate you as much. You went there in my dreams. I could finally sleep. I felt good, but it sucks. I don't hate you as much. It's easier holding the grudge. I'd rather be angry than crushed. I'm doing too much. I'm back where I started again, crying and calling my friends. This never ends. I get so sick of myself. Can't stop overthinking. I heard you're happy somewhere else, but I don't forget to well. I get so sick of myself. Can't stop reminiscing. I heard you're happy somewhere else, but I don't forget to well. I still see your face. I hate hearing your name. What a
you're my biggest mistake. It's easier holding the grudge. I'd rather be angry than crushed. I'm doing too much. I'm back where I started again, crying and calling my friends. This never ends. I get so sick of myself. Can't stop overthinking. I heard you're happy somewhere else, but I don't forget to laugh. I get so sick of myself. Can't stop reminiscing. I heard you're happy somewhere else, but I don't forget to laugh. I get so sick of myself. Can't stop overthinking. I heard you're happy somewhere, but I don't forget to laugh.
Yes, so crazy right now. Most incredibly, it's your girl, B. It's your boy, Young. You ready? History in the making, part 2. So crazy right now.
I look and stare so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame. Cause I know I don't understand just how your love can do it, no one else can. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your love got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy, your love got me looking so crazy, your love. When I talk to my friends so quietly, who he think he is? Look at what you did to me. Fitted shoes don't even need to buy a new dress. If you ain't there, ain't nobody else to impress. It's the way that you know what I thought I knew. It's the beat that my heart gets when I'm with you. But I still don't understand just how you look and do what no one else can. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy, your love's got me looking so crazy, your love. I'm looking so crazy, your love's got me looking so crazy, your love.
Young Hov, y'all know when the flow is loco. Young B in the ROC. OG, big homie, the one and only. Stick bony, but the pockets is fat like Tony. Soprano, the rock handle like Ben X2. I shake phonies, man, you can't get next to. The genuine article, I do not sing though. I sling though, if anything, I bling yo. Star like Ringo, war like a Greensboro wreck. Crazy, bring your whole set. Jay-Z in the range, crazy in the range. They can't figure him out, they like, hey, is he insane? Yes, sir, I'm cut from a different cloth. My texture is the best firm chinchilla. I've been dealing in chain smokers. How you think I got the name Hov? I've been realer, the game's over. Fall back young, ever since I made the change over to platinum, the game's been a rap one.
Got me looking so crazy, my baby. I'm not myself lately. I'm foolish. I don't do this. I've been playing myself, baby. I don't care.
Please welcome the Congresswoman from Wisconsin's 4th Congressional District, Gwendolyn Moore.
Let me tell you, I've had a fantastic weekend. I spent yesterday in Janesville, Wisconsin with my brother Peter Barker from the 1st Congressional District. We were at a UAW hall, Brats Beer Heaven. But I want to welcome all of you. I want to welcome our special guest, Tim Walz, here today. I want to welcome him to the Milky Way, to Milwaukee. You know, and you know, if you're back there listening somewhere, Tim, and he's got a wife, I think her name is Gwen. If you're back there listening backstage somewhere, Tim, let me tell you a little bit something about Milwaukee. Milwaukee is one of the places where the labor movement was started in this country. Citizens in Milwaukee shed their blood for the 8-hour workday. Milwaukee was a place where we challenged the fugitive slave law. When Joshua Glover was captured in Racine in the 1st Congressional District, when he was captured in the place where I was born and brought to Milwaukee, 5,000 Milwaukeeans stormed the jail at Cathedral Center Square and Freedom. We don't want any slaves here. We want workers that work with dignity and are paid. Being for labor is part of our DNA. This is the place where Wisconsin is the place where the Wisconsin idea comes from. Oh yeah, civil service, workmen's compensation, Social Security. Hey, we got some skin in the game in making sure that a presidency that would implement Project 2025 and take away all of these things does not prevail. We're on the front lines, brothers and sisters. And I want to just acknowledge my sisters in the struggle. I know they're here. I don't see them. Milwaukee County Labor Council President Pam Fent. Oh, yeah. Madam President, Wisconsin AFL-CIO Stephanie Bloomingdale. Executive Director of Big Step, Lindsay Bloomer. Oh, yeah, y'all. We're going to put a woman in charge in Washington, D.C., and we've... But there's no place like starting it right here at home. I hear that the Honorable Mayor Cavalier Johnson was here earlier, the Honorable County Executive David Crowley. Hey, they're nonpartisan, but guess what, y'all? They Democrats. You're going to hear from His Excellency Governor Evers and Her Majesty, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. Now, I know you already heard from Peter Barker, so I'm not going to go over his whole resume, but I just want to tell you a little something that I know something about, and that's Peter Barker. He served in the state legislature for 2 decades, and guess what? I was there for 16 of those years. So I know him, and he is somebody that has worked tirelessly. Secretary Peter Barker in Evers' administration, and he's continued his struggle for economic development and job creation. And even though he was placed into a horrible minority until we got Janet Protasewicz, He was the minority leader, even though this was where voting rights for labor were eviscerated. We turned into a right-to-work state, derailed the $800 million federal money for that rail, and got conned in Foxconn out of Foxconn. But let me tell you something, y'all. Peter used to be the congressman in the 1st Congressional District, and let me tell you, he's going to be like the phoenix rising from the ashes in November to take that seat back. It's not my job to introduce Tim Walz, so I won't even attempt to do that. But I just have to tell you a little something I know about him. He was elected in the 110th Congress, and I was elected in the 109th Congress. So I had a chance to serve with him. And the other day I was watching YouTube, and he started talking about the necessity to clean your gutters. And so I looked at it again, and he said that, you know, whether or not you clean your gutters has something to do, you can tell what your character is, whether or not you clean your gutters. And, you know, it was very timely because as we speak, they have delivered stuff to my house to replace all my gutters. I was one of those people not paying attention to my gutters. And let me tell you, just like he said, the gutters will destroy your home. You can have water coming into your home and rotting out the infrastructure, creating mold and mildew in your house. It will destroy the foundation of your home. Ladies and gentlemen, we need Tim Walz. We need somebody to come clean the gutters out. I mean, our gutters are clogged up so badly. It's clogged up our economy, clogged up our democracy, clogged up our civil rights, our voting rights, our reproductive rights. We've clogged up with $2 trillion worth of tax breaks for the wealthiest people and corporations rather than the opportunity economy we need. The gutters are full of wealthy tax scams that allow the richest to avoid tax payment. And let me tell you, there's a piece of the gutter missing. It's called the tax gap, and it's estimated to be somewhere between $500 billion and $1 trillion a year, where tax cheats and wealthy people avoid paying taxes that they owe. We got to flush these gutters out, y'all. We got to make sure that opportunity for housing and rental property and stuff that Tim Walz is going to talk to you about what their plan is so that economic freedom can flow in our communities. Educational opportunity can flow in our communities. And we can continue to expand the CHIPS and Science Act, to create semiconductors, give down payment assistance. Before I exit, I just want to say one thing about his service. I never served in the military, but I'm from a military family. Every generation of my family has served this great country. And let me tell you, J.D. Vance had the audacity to talk about our candidate, our nominee for the vice presidency. And let me tell you something. I served with him. And in 2010, when we took that shellacking, and when 63 members of the Democratic Party all across the country lost, and we lost the majority because of Obamacare, that now provides millions of people with health care. When we had dozens of Democrats that didn't vote for it because they were terrified of losing, because the Tea Party had deployed all of their agents all over the country to intimidate people, guess who voted for the Affordable Care Act from a marginal district? Guess who stood up? Tim Walz of Minnesota. That's what you call courage. When you care more about your people than you do this seat. I'm gonna tell you something else about courage. Huh? I know I'm running out of time. I'm gonna tell you one more thing about courage. Tim Walz retired in 2001, but came back into service after 9/11. That is because he wanted to clean the gutters. I'm gonna just say one more thing. The hook is coming pretty soon. They're gonna start playing the music in a minute. So I gotta run. But you know what? Before the ticket changed, the New York Times wrote an article claiming that union voters were about 50-50 on Trump and our Democratic nominee. Why is that, y'all? Don't they know? I was at the scene of the crime in 2018 when Trump blocked 750,000 federal employees from belonging to unions. I was at the scene of the crime when he signed Schedule E, designed to put civil service job protections to destroy them. Think Project 2025, y'all. When then President Trump overturned an Obama-era ruling under the NRLB that said that you had to have elections for unions swiftly. Now, Biden reversed all this, but I want you to remind y'all when y'all get to the podium and when you're a union member, who is it that passed the Butch-Lewis Act restoring your pensions with not a single Republican vote? Who is it that votes for the PRO Act? Not a single Republican. Think about that when you go to the poll. All right, Labor, I'm out.
Please welcome the Governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Yeah, easy. Are you kidding me? To us, yeah. So we are coming here with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on full.
How about that, Gwen Moore? Hello, Labor Fest. How's it going today? How the hell are you? Are you ready to hear the next president of the Vice President of the United States of America? I think that's a yes. I'll take that as a yes. It's great to be here with all of you as we celebrate this holiday and everything Wisconsin's union labor does to make Wisconsin strong. One of the great honors of being governor of Wisconsin is seeing the important determination, ingenuity, and drive of the union workers firsthand. We have some of the best workers and best labor leaders in the country, and our state is stronger because of that. As your governor, I fought to protect workers' rights. We've lowered taxes so working families can keep more of their hard-earned cash. We put people to work fixing the damn roads, over 7,000 of them across the state.
And we've invested in apprenticeship and job training programs to prepare folks for good paying jobs all across our state. And I vetoed bills that would have made it more easy for children to be put into the workforce. Because we're doing the right thing, folks. Wisconsin's economy is strong. We have more people working today than ever before in our state's history, and the future is bright. And let me tell you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz know two or three things about working families too. As our Vice President, Kamala Harris has spent time in the last 4 years delivering for us. She worked with President Biden to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, bipartisan infrastructure law, and so much more. And those bills created hundreds and hundreds of good paying jobs in the state of Wisconsin. Their great work, these investments are transforming our state, putting people to work and lowering costs. And then you have my good friend and our next door neighbor, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Like me, he's a former union member. He signed the most pro-worker package in Minnesota history to strengthen workforce protections, give people paid leave, and lots more. In Wisconsin, you all know what happens when you elect a former teacher, don't you? We get shit done. We always do what's best for kids and working families. We work to find common ground and consensus, and we work and lead with kindness, respect, and passion. And those are the exact Midwestern values, qualities, and work ethic that will make Tom a great vice president. So I'm going to ask you, Wisconsin, are you all in to win? That's great because we've got work to do. We have just over 60 days and we don't have a minute to waste, because here's the truth about the other two jokers in this race. And you know who I mean, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. They're a dangerous threat to our country and to our democracy. They're not running to help others, they're running to serve themselves. And their radical agenda doesn't support working families. It hurts them. It hurts a lot. Donald Trump brags about how he killed Roe v. Wade, which forced Wisconsin women to experience firsthand what it's like to have their rights taken away overnight. The radical agenda that Trump and Vance would take to the White House includes a national abortion ban, rolling back access to birth control, emergency contraception, and even fertility treatments. I think Wisconsin will have something to say about that this November, right? And you all seen what their Project 2025, to me it's a nightmare agenda that would mean for workers' rights. It would weaken child labor protections, remove overtime rules and minimum wage laws, and help corporations bust unions. Take it for someone who knows how to beat an anti-work politician. When you come after working families, Wisconsin isn't going to put up with that crap. And you know what we're going to tell Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Republicans up and down the ballot on November 5th, and that is we are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. Wisconsin, this November, the people have power and we have a choice. We have a choice between those who want to conquer by dividing and Kamala and Tim who will build by unifying. We have a choice between people who think you succeed by kicking workers to the curb and people who believe they deserve a seat at the table. We have a choice. We have a choice, folks, between those who want to turn back to the past and people who want to go forward toward a better future. So, folks, let's get to work and let's go win this damn thing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Please welcome our United States Senator, Tammy Baldwin.
Hello, Wisconsin. I am so excited to be with all of you today, and it is such an honor to be joined by Governor Tim Walz, the next Vice President of the United States of America. So I want to start by welcoming all of the labor organizations from across the state in attendance today for your leadership fighting for workers, especially during a time when we are seeing unprecedented attacks on organized labor from some of the most powerful corporate interests. Thank you for your tenacity in defending the dignity of every worker. And of course, I want to extend a huge thank you to our workers. Now, I always like to say this, and I'm going to say it again. Wisconsin is home to the best workers in the world. And we make just about everything, from paper to engines, from tools to ships, and from beer to brats and cheese and more. And our workers do so much to keep our Made in Wisconsin economy going strong and to keep our state moving forward. That's why I promise I'm always going to have your backs. Now, we're all here today to celebrate Labor Day, which has special roots in our state. As many of you know, Wisconsin has a rich history as a pro-union stronghold in the Midwest, and I am proud to be working every day to honor that reputation and that legacy. In fact, believe it or not, Wisconsin's first union was organized a year before we officially became a state, back in 1847. And in 1911, we passed the nation's first apprenticeship law. But I have to say, a century later, Wisconsin took a huge step backwards in our fight for workers' rights with the passage of Act 10 and a so-called Right to Work bill, renewing special interests and corporate attacks on our workers. But our unions and our workers, we didn't sit back. And I'm proud to have stood shoulder to shoulder, in fact, marched shoulder to shoulder with you as we've taken on the big fights to restore Wisconsin's pro-worker legacy. And you know what? Together, we've had some pretty big wins. When we passed the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investments and Jobs Act, I made sure that my Buy America rules were included in there. so that when we're building new bridges, roads, and transportation infrastructure all across the country, we are using American steel and American concrete to do all of it. And all of those projects mean great union jobs right here in Wisconsin. So I have been proud to support some historic measures that will create good-paying union jobs in the trades through the Inflation Reduction Act and the CHIPS and Science Act. In fact, the investments in the Inflation Reduction Act are expected to create 9 million good new jobs over the next decade across America, including nearly 1 million in manufacturing. And of course, we worked hard to make sure that the Inflation Reduction Act had strong labor standards, ensuring that many of these jobs in growing sectors like clean energy, clean manufacturing, and efficient building will offer workers good wages and good benefits and good security. But we've still got more work to do. Right now, we are fighting to pass the Protecting the Right to Organize Act, otherwise known as the PRO Act, to strengthen our unions, to protect workers' rights to collectively bargain for better pay, benefits, and working conditions. Because workers everywhere deserve the freedom and opportunity to organize a union in their workplace and advocate for fair working environments. Unions give workers more than just a paycheck. They provide security, dignity, and respect, and they're necessary in creating an economy that rewards hard work and works for everyone. So I'm incredibly proud. I'm incredibly proud of what we have accomplished together, and I promise that we're going to keep on working to create more job opportunities, support workers' rights, and protect our workers' hard-earned benefits, because that's what our workers expect and have deserved and have earned. So thank you so much for letting me join you today to celebrate Labor Day. Thanks again to our workers and our unions who do so much to keep our country moving forward. And remember, our rights and freedoms are on the line this November 5th. Use your voice and use your vote. Thank you.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. 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 Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm gone. Can I kick it? To all the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause getting mentions on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living is a big shrug. A life filled with, that's what I love. A lower plateau is what we're above. If you diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nipper the dog and give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a snug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the tribe flies high like a dove.
From the Iron Workers Local 8, please welcome Rich Kangas.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the
Milwaukee. Happy Labor Day. Could we have any better weather than today to gather for this? This is awesome, right? My name is Rich Kangas, and it's a pleasure to join you today at Labor Fest 2024. I'm the Vice President of Ironworkers Local 8 and our political coordinator. Go Ironworkers! I've been doing this trade for nearly 14 years, and you can see the most recent project I worked on from the festival grounds, the Couture skyscraper. If you walk around the buildings, you can see it. It's an honor to follow our great Governor Tony Evers and the Senator Tammy Baldwin fighting for us in Washington. We're going to re-elect Tammy this November. She's doing great things for us. And it's a pleasure today to welcome our special guest, Governor Tim Walz, and his lovely wife, Mrs. Gwen Walz. When Vice President Harris chose Governor Walz as her running mate, I was very happy to have not only a fellow union member, but a fellow Midwesterner on the ticket. Governor Walz passed the most pro-worker package of laws in Minnesota's history, making it easier to form unions, strengthen workers' protections, cracking down on union busting, and giving workers paid leave. I say that's what we need to see in Washington, D.C. As part of the most pro-union administration in history, Vice President Harris has created millions of good-paying jobs, whether through the bipartisan infrastructure law, which has impacted so many folks here, or the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and so many more critical pieces of legislation. I've felt the impact of Vice President Harris's work firsthand. As a construction worker, we used to be happy about having 18 months of projected work. We're looking at 10 years of projected work. The historic legislation the Vice President Harris helped pass has more than solidified my future as an ironworker and the future of all my brother and sister ironworkers. Vice President Harris is a strong supporter of the PRO Act and cast the deciding vote on legislation that saved hundreds of thousands of union worker pensions. And as our Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris, has proudly joined union members on the picket line. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are fighting for working families here in Wisconsin, a future where every worker can join a union and bargain for better wages, better benefits, and better lives. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was one of the worst and one of the most anti-worker and anti-union presidents in history. He hurt auto workers, shipped jobs overseas, lined the pockets of super wealthy and big corporations at the expense of the middle class. And he long promised an infrastructure week that never came. We didn't get that infrastructure week until Joe Biden and Kamala Harris delivered on an infrastructure for a decade. The Biden-Harris administration has helped create good-paying union jobs here in Wisconsin and across the country. And anytime my brothers and sisters are working, it warms my heart. In choosing Governor Walz as her running mate, Vice President Harris has picked someone who will continue the historic effort to support unions and workers because he knows when unions are strong, we are strong. And so, it's my pleasure to introduce our next Vice President, Governor Tim Walz.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Rich. Good afternoon, Wisconsin. Good afternoon, neighbors. First off, let me say, some of you might have heard, some of my staff and members of the press that were traveling up with us were involved in a traffic accident on the way here today. We've spoken with the staff. I'm relieved to say that with a few minor injuries, everybody's going to be okay. So, thank you. President Biden and Vice President Harris called to check in, and we certainly appreciate their concern. And I want to express my sincere thanks to the U.S. Secret Service and all the local first responders for their quick reaction to help. So on behalf of the Vice President, myself, and our entire campaign, we're grateful for your work today and every day. Thank you. Happy Labor Day, folks. I have to tell you, I can't think of a better way to spend it than at Labor Fest right over here. I'm grateful for that. To Rich, the iron workers, they're lucky to have you. I appreciate that kind introduction. As always, to the mayor, thank you. Every time we come here, there's a big, enthusiastic crowd fighting for Middle America. So thank you, Mayor. And I had the privilege for years to serve in the House with your United States Senator, who is absolutely incredible. Send Tammy Baldwin back to the Senate. And it was a wonderful sight to come off that plane at the airport and be met with one of my dear friends and my colleague, Gwen Moore. There are many reasons to thank Wisconsin, but I have to tell you, on behalf of America, thank you for Tony Evers, a national treasure. And the First Lady of Wisconsin, Kathy Evers, thank you. And I have to tell you, when we have President Harris, she is going to need to have a majority in the House of Representatives. Send Peter Barca to Congress again. Send Peter Barca to Congress. Thank you to County Executive David Crawley for looking out for folks every day. And a special thank you to President Fent and the Milwaukee Area Labor Council for the invitations and putting this on. Point of personal privilege, a thank you to Minnesota's First Lady, my wife Gwen. She brings the fire. She brings the fire. To everyone who can't be here because they're working. They're working overtime, they're working jobs, they're working to keep us safe, they're working to keep the country running. Let's give them a big round of applause. And to all of you, could have been anywhere today. Last big fling of summer, could have been out doing something, could have been out boating, could have been doing anything. You came here for the reason the Vice President always said, It's beautiful and simple. You love this country, so you came here. Thank you. If you haven't heard, I was a teacher and a coach for a lot of years. So. And what goes with making a career out of teaching and coaching is I was a dues-paying member of my union. I always feel like maybe we should elect a few more dues-paying members to elected positions. So start thinking about it, folks. Start thinking about running. I can remember, and this was one, Republicans came up to me in one of my campaigns, and they said, Tim is in the pocket of organized labor. I said, that's a damn lie. I am the pocket. I am the pocket. And I told them, if you want to attack me for standing up for collective bargaining, for fair wages, for safe working conditions, for health care and retirement, you roll the damn dice. I'll take my chances on that. I'll take my chances. Folks, you know this. Unions and organized labor are more popular today than at any time in our lifetimes. Any time. And you know why? Because it's union halls where the purest form of democracy is practiced. The opportunity to speak your mind about your job, the opportunity to elect your leadership, the opportunity to talk about the things that impact your life and then go advocate for it. That's how democracy's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. And I can tell you, Vice President Harris, as a protector of democracy, when we win this election, we'll have your back just like you've had our back. This is where we tell the story to our relatives. As California Attorney General, Kamala Harris sued the big banks because they were mismanaging pension funds. And when she won her court case, millions of dollars went back to working people and their families on their pensions that they earned. Vice President Harris was the deciding vote on the American Rescue Plan that kept workers on the job and the public safe during the pandemic. It was Vice President Harris and President Biden that protected over 1 million workers' pensions and retirees that we got back. And it's not bragging if it's true, she was part of the most pro-union administration in American history. From sticking up for workers to voting for fair legislation to walking picket lines, she was there with workers every step of the way. So look, some people want to tell you got to elect them because they're the only people that can save things. They're the ones that did things. They're the ones who did this. We know exactly who built this country. It was labor that built this country. We also know it was unions that built the blue wall, too, people, just to be very clear. If those guys think there's a crack in the blue wall, they are sadly mistaken, Governor Evers. They are sadly mistaken, Governor Whitmer. They are sadly mistaken with Governor Shapiro because the blue wall stands firm. It stands with workers. Really simple. It's really simple. When unions are strong, America is strong. We know that in Minnesota. As governor of Minnesota, it was my privilege to sign one of the biggest and best pro-worker packages in Minnesota history. We made it easier to form a union, not harder. We strengthened worker protections. You should be able to go home at the end of the day without getting killed on the job. That's a basic line. And in Minnesota, it's against the law to put your workers in a room and do an anti-union meeting. You can't do that. You can't do that. So today, you see it, Minnesota's one of the best states in the country for workers. But guess what? We're a top 5 best state for business, too. You don't have to choose between workers and business. You can do both. You can do both. Just think what would happen if Wisconsin, if you gave this man a majority in the House and Senate. What would happen here? Just imagine. One vote, one Senate vote in Minnesota was the difference between that. One Senate vote in Minnesota gave us paid family and medical leave. One vote expanded health care. One vote made sure that we're addressing climate change. That's what you can give to this governor, and that's what we need to give to Vice President Harris. That's our vision for the country. Now look, we don't expect everybody to think like us. Now we know that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, they have a little bit different vision of America. I do say this, he does know something about working people, Donald Trump does. He knows how to take advantage of them. That's what he knows how to do. Every single chance these guys have gotten, they've waged wars on workers in the middle class. As president, Trump blocked overtime for millions of workers. Hell, why pay the bills? He doesn't pay his own. Why should we pay somebody for overtime? What are they going to do? That's what they do. He opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage, for God's sakes. That shouldn't be that difficult. If people put in an honest day's work, they should receive an honest day's pay. And look, I know Wisconsin knows this. Again, give him a working majority because he's a guy who supports so-called right-to-work laws that deprives unions of the funds they need. Everybody here today knows what right to work really means. It means the right to work for less money. It means the right to work in dangerous situations. It means the right to work with no pensions. That's what right to work means. It doesn't help with our ability to collectively bargain and to fight with the dignity of work that we know every single person in America deserves. So look, I sometimes say this, we're running for something. We're running to run forward to the future, and I don't think it's always great to run against something, but I do think it's important to be informed. If you think those guys were bad the last time he was in the White House, just wait if he gets another shot at it. And again, they have told us exactly what they're going to do. The goals in Project 2025 are clear. It should be subtitled, How to Screw the Working People. That's how it should be listed. When you make it harder to unionize, you make it harder on all workers. Allowing employers to cut overtime pay or even eliminate it. Look, Project 2025 is even going after the 40-hour work week. Let's all be very clear. It's the folks standing here and those whose shoulders we stand on gave us the 40-hour work week and the weekend. So thank you, labor. Somebody said, what's next, child labor? Hell yeah, it's in there. That's what they've got in there. You see states doing that, putting our children at risk. That's what they'll do. So look, they'll go after things like Social Security and Medicare. And I keep saying this. Repeal the Affordable Care Act. Go back to no pre-existing condition protections. And even if you're not on the ACA, you know somebody who relies on it. And here's what I say. They don't think a damn about Social Security because I guess if you've got $1 billion, you don't care if your Social Security check shows up. But I tell you who does, my mom. She pays the bills with that in the heat and buys food with her Social Security check. And she worked for it and earned it. That's how it works. Look, I know this is preaching to the choir, but we got about 64 days to sing, choir. We got 64 days to get to our relatives, to talk to them, to tell them what's out there. Look, this guy has made it clear how he stands. He's sitting down at Mar-a-Lago after he got elected president, and this was his exact quote. He's talking to a bunch of folks at Mar-a-Lago. You're rich as hell, and we're going to give you a tax cut. At the same time, he was telling workers they get paid too much already. That's who this guy is. You tell me who in Wisconsin is sitting around saying, damn, I wish they'd give billionaires tax cuts and screw me over. Damn, I wish they'd take my health care away. I wish they'd underfund my public school. I wish they would make my job more difficult and more dangerous. And then at the end of the day, I wish they'd make me work till I'm 75 years old. No one's saying that. No one's asking for that agenda. What they're asking for is to be treated fairly with dignity. That's what we have. Look, I know, we all know this. I remember a time when Republicans talked about things like freedom, they meant it. They would never turn their back on our allies. But that's not these guys. Trump and Vance, when they talk about freedom, means government should have the freedom to invade every corner of our life. They talk about small government, small enough to be in your bedroom, small enough to be in your exam room, small enough to be in your library, telling you the things that you should make decisions about. So let's be very clear. Where I come from and where you come from as neighbors, we respect differences. That's your opinion. Look, we're sitting here together, Brewers and Twins fans, Vikings and Packers. Look, we respect it. But on things like health care and what books I read and democracy, we all live by that very simple golden rule. Mind your own damn business. Mind your own business. Your Republican neighbors want to live that way. We have to tell that story. But look, I agree with this. We have a responsibility to tell people not just what we're against, but what we're for. So let me just take a second here to tell you exactly what Vice President Harris and I will do. As president, Vice President Harris will sign the PRO Act, make it easier to form unions, period. Period. And you know what comes out of that? You can collectively bargain. You can go do the work to get fairer wages, safer working conditions, good health care, and a good pension. I saw last week the Wall Street Journal was trying to say, because they did a story, that apparently I am the poorest person to ever run for vice president. But then they did another story that said, oh, he's actually richer than his statement says because he has, and I quote, like this is an evil thing, a defined benefit pension plan. That is my wish for every American, to have a defined benefit pension plan. So look, we'll lower taxes on working families, and we can make corporations pay their fair share. Look, they're doing really well. They can pay their fair share because guess what? We have a saying in Minnesota, when everybody does better, everybody does better. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. And you can be sure we'll keep fighting for Social Security and Medicare, and we're damn sure not going to tax us for the wealthy and raise the age on Medicare and Social Security. That will not happen. So look, we got it in Minnesota, and we want it for everybody. We're going to fight for paid family and medical leave for everybody in this country. Shouldn't be asking so much, spend a little time with your child after they're born, or if you've got chemotherapy treatments, to be able to not lose your house because you're getting health care. That's not that difficult. Well, we want to make sure that you don't just get by, but that you can get ahead and thrive. And be clear. We can't state this enough. I hope you're getting sick and tired of hearing about it, because this is the defining issue around freedom and the differences in it. We, Vice President Harris, myself, and everyone here believes that you should be free to make your own health care decisions, not politicians. It's simple. And to all of you here and my teacher friends, education should be a pathway to a thriving future, not crippling debt. And while we're on schools and kids, we believe our kids should be free to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the halls. And I'm going to continue to say it. I'm a veteran and damn proud of 24 years of that. I'm a hunter and pretty good at that. And every year they do a congressional trap shoot. I was one of the best shots in Congress after all those years running. I got the trophies to prove it. I can outshoot these guys. So I support the Second Amendment, but I am not going to stand around and let people hide behind that when our first responsibility is to protect our children. That's our first responsibility. So that's our plan, and we're proud of it. Trump, he's going to keep hiding behind that. He says he doesn't know anything about this Project 2025, doesn't know a damn thing about it. Here's what I say. I coach football long enough to know you take the time to draw up a playbook, you're damn sure going to use it. You are damn sure going to run those plays, and you know how it starts. So you ask yourself, who's the right leader for our country? Kamala Harris, who has spent decades putting criminals behind bars, or Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, who get up every single morning, run to the nearest camera, and whine how they're being treated unfairly. I'll damn sure guarantee you, when they wake up in the morning, they're not thinking about you. You can be sure of that. They've never thought about you. Since the very beginning, Donald Trump has been running on the politics of fear. Look, I know something about that. I supervised the lunchroom for a bunch of years. Fear. Fear is a good short-term motivator, but it doesn't inspire people. It doesn't change their behaviors. And what I did know about that lunchroom, too, is the bullies who want to instill fear, they're the first ones to find out what happens when the tide turns. He's running scared now. He's running scared. So look, all of the policy positions, all of the good policy positions, all of the things we know to be true, but we get a rare opportunity, too, to put an end to that divisiveness, to put it behind us, a future where we work together. And as I said, there's a lot of differences in here. We're a big tent party. We got a lot of differences that can come together. But at the end of the day, to find that new way forward, we put those differences aside, and let's get together for 64 days to take this country forward. Let's move on. I feel like I've done pretty well in here, so I'm not going to throw any shade on the Packers, I have to tell you. I kind of got you. I'm going to be there. Look. I hear all the jokes. People hold up their hand and say, you know what that is? That's a Viking Super Bowl ring. We know we don't have one. Give me a little bit of this. So look, we know what season it is. Football starts this week. We know that we're all on the same team. We know that we come together. It isn't just idle talk. When we come together, we can do amazing things. So here's the deal. Sisters and brothers in labor, it's time to get off the sidelines and get on the field. I know you're busy. I know you've got full-time jobs. You got kids going back to school. Thank God they're going back to school. Teachers, nothing on that. But you've got things to do. But this is it. And when people come up to me, and I hear it, and I know, they want to make politics ugly. They want to make it dismissive, and they want to make it to the point where people just throw up their hands and say, look, I'm just not that into politics. My response when somebody tells me they're just not that into politics is this: too damn bad politics is into you. And if you want it in your exam room, if you want it in your bedroom, if you want it in your labor hall, then set back. But if you want to take control of things and you want to make sure that we have government serves the people, not the other way around, then you need to get out there. Whether it's labor rights, middle class rights, having corporations pay their fair share, all those things that impact our lives means we need you on the team, and we need you now. So here's what we're going to do. We're doing it because we believe in the promise of America. We're doing it for folks, and some of you, I know you have your barbecues, and folks come and they say, oh, I wish I was in a union and had pension plan and things like that. And once again, yeah, we wish you were too. We wish you were too. Talk about the things we can make a difference. We're going to have to fight for this. It's not going to be easy. We're coming from behind, as I said, but we're comfortable in that position because I talk about this. The vice president oftentimes says this: when we fight, we win. We know that that's the case. You know what? When you talk to labor, you don't have to talk about fighting. You've been fighting your whole damn lives. It's what you do. You fight for everything you get. They're not going to give you that raise unless you go in there. They're not going to give you those protections unless you go in there. So look, if we're going to do this thing, I keep saying this. We got 64 days. You've heard me say this. Some people are taking this pretty seriously, me included on this, is we'll sleep when we're dead. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. We need to knock the doors, make the phone calls, register people to vote, give what we can, encourage people to get out there, have the conversations, and the one thing that the vice president does it all with is hard work can be good work. Difficult tasks can be done with a sense of joy because our country depends on it. Our children depend on it. And to be quite candid, the rest of the world depends on us to stand up and vote for a pro-democracy, pro-worker, pro-future candidate. So it's our time. So let me say, when we fight,